Gunfire echoes through Syria's coastal heartland. What began as mourning has turned deadly. On Sunday, Syrian security forces moved to disperse protests by members of the Alawite minority in the city of Latakia. According to monitors and medical sources, at least 2 protesters were killed. Dozens more were injured as clashes spiraled out of control. Thousands had taken to the streets across Latakia, Tartus, Homs, and surrounding regions, fueled by anger and fear after a deadly bombing ripped through an Alawite mosque in Homs just days earlier. 8 people were killed during prayers. The attack was claimed by a Sunni extremist group.
We were immediately informed of an explosion at the Imam Ali Mosque in the Wadi al-Dahab neighborhood. We raised the hospital's alert level immediately, and the medical teams on duty went down to provide first aid as casualties began to arrive. So far, 17 casualties have arrived at the hospital, including 8 deaths and 9 injuries. Of these, 2 injuries are serious. Most of the injuries have been treated, and the 2 serious cases are still being treated by doctors in intensive care.
We were praying in the mosque after the call to prayer when there was an explosion at the Ali bin Abi Talib Mosque. I was injured by shrapnel to my abdomen and face.
We were praying the Friday prayers when, during the second rak'ah, we heard a loud explosion accompanied by a huge shockwave. Everything turned red. I fell to the ground, my head bleeding. I pressed my hand against the wound and tried to get up amid cries and screams. We headed to the gate and were taken to hospital by car.
Witnesses described chaos on the ground, security forces firing shots into the air, clashes between demonstrators and supporters of Syria's new Islamist authorities, stones thrown, vehicles burnt, people beaten in the streets. Authorities say they contained the situation, blaming remnants of Bashar al-Assad's former government for provoking violence. But protesters reject that claim, insisting they are unarmed civilians demanding protection, not power. Assad is gone, one demonstrator said. So why are we still being killed? The protests were called by prominent Alawite leader Ghazal, who urged his community to show the world it cannot be humiliated or erased. His message was stark: no civil war, but demands for political federalism, decentralization, and the right to determine their own future. Placards called for an end to sectarian hatred. Chants demanded autonomy. Others pleaded simply for survival. For Syria's Alawites, the fear runs deep. Since Assad's fall in December 2024, members of the minority community have reported kidnappings, targeted killings, and mass arrests. In March alone, massacres along the coast killed more than 1,000 Alawite civilians, according to investigations. The government promises protection. Minorities remain unconvinced. As Syria struggles to redefine itself after years of war, the latest bloodshed underscores a dangerous reality. Old wounds are reopening, trust is evaporating, and the country's fragile peace is once again under threat. And on Syria's coast tonight, the question hangs in the air: who will protect those left behind when the war is supposed to be over?